Alright, hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Star Wars Battlefront 2. I am Atyrum, and we're going to jump into the first space mission in the game. This is a new addition to Star Wars Battlefront 2 from the first game, and it was not included in the remake of the Battlefront series, which is kind of disappointing. I guess they weren't sure if people would like the space missions. That's kind of a tough word to say. Because they added a little bypass space option in case you don't want to play the space missions. I think that's kind of weird because you don't get the option to bypass the land missions. But anyways, let's go ahead and jump into the Battle over Coruscant. This is, in fact, the Battle over Coruscant that is featured in the beginning of Star Wars Episode 3. So let's go ahead and jump right into that.
As the Clone Wars progressed, more and more ground-based legions found themselves pressed into space combat, including the fighting forces of the 501st. For months, every hour of our downtime was spent in the simulator, preparing for the time we would face our enemies from the cockpit of a 170. Finally, the day came to earn our wings. The CIS had staged a daring kidnapping of Chancellor Palpatine and was being escorted from Coruscant by a fleet of separatist ships. With only a few veteran pilots on planet, many of the 501st were pressed into service to drive off the Seps and buy time for a pair of Jedi Knights to rescue the Chancellor.
Alright, so in space missions, you actually only have two options as to which class you want to play. There's the pilot, who is only equipped with a pistol, a fusion cutter to repair vehicles and droids, and a time bomb, whereas the Clone Marine has a blaster rifle, rocket launcher, and grenades. The Clone Marine is meant more for infiltration into the enemy ships, whereas the Clone Pilot is meant for flying. The Clone Pilot does get a regenerate health on when he's flying vehicles, whereas the Marine does not. So if you're going to be flying around a starship a lot, then you probably want to pick a pilot, whereas if you want to board the enemy ship, you probably do want to go with the Marine instead. I do not remember what the lock-on. That's not the lock-on. Yeah, the lock-on button would be very useful right now, but I don't know. I don't remember what I mapped it to. Maybe Z? Ah, there we go. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and knock out some of these fighters here. When you lock on, you can use your torpedoes, which will home in on your opponent. I believe almost every single starfighter has those, except for the bombers. Which have bombs that do not lock on, and you use the bomber to take out the enemy ship's critical systems. I'm not sure if we'll be showcasing that in this this mission here. Right now we're in the kind of medium class of starfighter. There's a light class of starfighter, there's a medium class, this one, and then there's a bomber, which is kind of a heavy class. And I don't remember what the button is to do a trick. Oh, there we go, that's it. So our next objective is to destroy the enemy frigate. Let's go to find that. I can see that on the objective marker. I am not used to flying with mouse and keyboard. I used to play this game on a gamepad, even though I play it on the PC. So yeah, not really used to. That's the button I pressed. Not used to flying with a keyboard quite yet. What's the roll button? Because I want to just do like a regular roll, not do one of those things. But okay, I don't know. All right, so now we want to take out. What did he say? Enemy shields. So we basically just gotta fire at the ship in general, and try and take out those shields. Now, we got a lot of enemy fire coming in, so we got to be careful not to die. So if you are in a starfighter and you are a pilot class, your best option is to try and fly away from enemies, which I did not do there, because you can regenerate your health if you get away, which I did not. So let's go ahead and jump right into another ARC-170. We don't have any other options for fighters right now. I was talking about the classes of fighters. I went into the light, medium, and heavy classes, but there's also a, I guess you could say kind of like a super heavy class, which is a transport ship, which kind of serves as a spawn point. If you land one of those in your enemy's ship, you can actually have your teammates spawn there, which makes it a lot easier to a lot easier to destroy the critical systems from the inside, because some of the systems can be destroyed from inside the ship. Okay, so we gotta get out of here. But yeah, you can destroy the what is it? The communications and the no wait, it's the life support and the engines, I believe, can be destroyed from inside, as well as the shields, and you can also destroy the ship's auto turret system from the inside as well, rather than targeting each of the turrets individually on the ship. My dodge was not working there. I don't know what's the button to do a roll dodge. Because there's another move you can do that's not like the flip like this, but it's actually just like a rolling kind of dodge. I can't remember what that is. After I finish this mission, I'm probably going to look it up off camera. Or actually, after I finish this video, I mean.
Well done.
Alright, so now we need to make our way into the hangar and go in and board their ship. One thing that's kind of weird is that all the ships, ships are going to look the same. All the capital ships. So you'll always be facing the... okay, I guess I'm not the best pilot. So you'll always be facing the Invisible Hand, which was General Grievous's flagship, when you play space missions, which seems a little bit weird. I mean, considering the fact that we're kind of destroying it right now. Also, there's a whole bunch of them in the background and such, when technically I believe there's only one of that ship in the actual the movies, whereas the rest of the ships were these Lucre Hulk battleships, as well as the whatever the frigate was that we destroyed. At one point, I was actually working on a mod map of the Battle over Coruscant that made it a lot bigger. And it was part of my Ultimate Battlefront: The Clone Wars mod, which is a mod that was actually released. But I never finished the Battle over Coruscant space map, and there were actually no space maps included in the mod. But we'll definitely be getting to that mod later, so I'll talk about that when I get to it. But yeah, I did switch to the Marine class because I am boarding the ship. Although, honestly, the pilot class is pretty good for boarding a ship as well, because you can use your time bombs to destroy critical systems pretty easily. Whoa, bit of a lag spike there. There are auto turrets in here that do auto regenerate as well if you destroy them. So you do have to be sure to take those out. As you can see, the health is regenerating on that thing. So yeah, you gotta watch out for those things. We're gonna go ahead and take our rocket launcher to the engine tanks over here and try and take them out. Let's go ahead and throw some grenades at it too, see if that helps out. Blaster rifle is a lot more useful than the pistol that the pilot class has for taking out enemy units. So it takes a couple more hits to destroy the engine tanks here. The time bombs, I believe you just use 3 time bombs and that would do the trick, but obviously we're not playing the pilot class right now. The grenades really don't do much to the critical system, so they're almost not really worth using. Yeah, I feel like I could have just done this in 4 rockets.
Now, grab a fighter and destroy the bridge of the enemy.
Alright, so now we need to get back in a fighter and destroy the bridge, which seems kind of weird because I'm pretty sure this is meant to be the Invisible Hand, right? I mean, I think it's positioned where it was in the movie as well. So yeah, I don't know. Because the bridge of the Invisible Hand was not destroyed. In fact, it was kind of okay. That wasn't necessary. Not my death was not necessary. Okay, but the bridge was kind of necessary for Anakin and Obi-Wan to land the ship on Coruscant's surface. So maybe, I don't know, maybe one of these other ships is supposed to be the real Invisible Hand. Kind of weird, but oh well. So we're going to take out the bridge here. It would seem like the bridge is that area out there, but that's actually like the viewing room, I believe. And I think that's the room where Anakin and Obi-Wan confronted Count Dooku, and Anakin killed him. And that's the end of this mission, so I'll see you guys when the next one starts. Maybe. There we go. Alright, so now we're back, and the next mission is a ground mission on Felucia, which is another planet that was featured in Star Wars Episode 3. It's the one where Aayla Secura, the Twi'lek, was killed by the... Ooh, I don't even know what legion it was, I don't remember. But yeah, it's a foresty kind of jungle planet with all sorts of crazy plants and all sorts of stuff, so let's go ahead and jump right into this mission here.
been said that the 501st got the best of the war. We also got the worst. On Felucia, the Seps dug their metal heels into the muck of that alien hellhole and dared the Republic to come in after them. So we did. Only to be met with the month after month of flesh-eating diseases, shrieking nocturnal predators, and other sights that haunt me to this day. Cut off and for all we knew, abandoned by our superiors. Our only hope was Ayla Secura, our Jedi commander. Without her iron will, none of us would have come out of that mess with our sanity or our lives. When her death came, I hope it was quick. She earned that much.
Okay, so one little thing that I don't think I ever noticed before. The narrator talked about months on Felucia, but we just had the battle over Coruscant, which is the opening of Star Wars Episode 3. I don't believe months passed in between that and the end of the movie, so I'm not entirely sure what the narrator is talking about when he said that we spent months here. So yeah, it's a little weird. So there's an ATTE here. I think I mentioned in the first video that there was only one mission with an ATTE. What I really meant was there's only one map that you play in multiplayer mode that actually has an ATTE in it. So we're killing these Acklay here, which are the creature that Obi-Wan fought in Star Wars Episode 2 in the arena. Apparently they are native to Felucia. If you play any mods, there are some mods out there that let you actually play as the Acklay. Does the game have a hunt mode? There's some maps have a hunt mode where you can play as either the local units or a different unit, one of the main factions units. I know the one on Endor lets you play as scout troopers against Ewoks. So there might be a hunt mode, or there might not be, but there are mods that let you play as an Acklay if you really want to. And I'm pretty sure there's probably quite a few of them. But yeah, these guys are pretty easy to take down. They're melee characters and they have no ranged attack to speak of, so just run away from them and shoot at them. If you're playing Heavy Trooper, you can throw mines at them and that'll kill them instantly. One thing that's kind of interesting is that if you do play as them, they don't really have a sprint that really works. If you use a sprint, they get all glitched out and their face goes into their butt and their legs go up in the air and all sorts of crazy stuff. I'll show you when I get to that. I've run out of ammo here, so that's not good. We need to find a ammo droid. If you look at the mini-map, you can actually see the little white dots, I don't know if you can see them, are where all the droids are. So let's go ahead and fill up our rifle ammo again.
Nice work. Just one more.
And I guess there's one more Acklay. These guys do have a decent amount of... Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I clicked the wrong button. They have a decent amount of health, but I mean, honestly, all you have to do is stay away from them. Your teammates will probably take a beating. And honestly, the biggest threat here is your teammates all dying. Because we do have a reinforcement counter up there, and we do have a set amount of reinforcements. Every time you complete an objective, though, you do get more reinforcements, so that's a good thing. Alright, so we got some droids incoming. We got to defend the ATTE. We will eventually get to drive it in this mission. But like I said before, the only multiplayer map, which are the maps that these campaign missions are actually based in, the only multiplayer map that actually has an ATTE is Geonosis, I believe. Of course, there's plenty of mod maps out there that let you play using the ATTE, and plenty of them that also modify the weapons on it. But yeah, again, we'll get into the mods a lot later. I do want to show off the base game before I get into those mods. For those of you who haven't played the game before and aren't too familiar with it, I do want to show you like what the game is like before the mods, rather than just jumping into all sorts of crazy modified weapons and maps and all that kind of stuff. So if this thing takes too much more damage, I might jump into the engineer class and go ahead and heal it. Yeah, I think I might go ahead and do that because we're taking quite a beating here. I mean, I did say that I've played this game more than I've played any other game out there, so you'd think I'd be really good at it, and I mean, usually I am, but I am a bit rusty as well, and I'm not quite as good at playing with a mouse and keyboard as I am with a gamepad, which I was really used to for the longest time. So yeah, I'm still getting used to the keyboard and mouse. I don't really want to bother setting up, because you have to set up all the controls for the gamepad. It doesn't set it up automatically or anything like that. Maybe if you had like an Xbox for Windows controller, I don't know if those were a thing when this game came out or not. I know sometimes those come pre-set up for games, but Yeah, I'd have to set all the buttons myself. I've done that before, and it's kind of annoying to do that. So I figured I'd just go mouse and keyboard. I have gotten a lot better at playing mouse and keyboard games, because I used to always play with a gamepad or a joystick or something. Alright, so now we get to play as Ayla Secura. One thing that's kind of interesting is that in the cutscene before this mission, she had a blue lightsaber and a purple one, but in the actual game she has a blue and a green. So that's kind of weird. Ayla Secura is the only Jedi that has 2 lightsabers at once, which is not something that she had in the movies. In fact, I don't know, did she ever bring out her lightsaber in the movies? I'm not sure. But at the very least, I'm pretty sure, like, say in like the cartoon series or something like that, she never had 2 lightsabers. So I guess they just wanted some variety in there. They wanted to give it a character that had 2 sabers, but weren't sure who to give those 2 sabers to. So looks like there's some accolades still hanging around here. But we're going to destroy these turrets. They look just like the ones on Megiddo. They are pretty quick to destroy as a Jedi. Just slice and dice with your lightsabers. Ayla Secura has the saber throw attack like most Jedi units do. She also has Force Pull, which pulls enemies towards you, obviously. I don't believe it works on Accolades. Actually, let's go ahead and try it real quick. I'm pretty sure it wouldn't work, because Accolades are a little too big. Let's try it real quick. Let's not let him kill me, though. That would be pretty bad. So yeah, I don't believe Force Pull works on Accolades because they're a little too big. I mean, Yoda did say size matters not, but in this game it kind of does. So let's stay away from that accolade. That's a little bit scary. And there's lots of them around, and hopefully we don't lose all our reinforcements. Though we seem to be doing good, and we're about to finish another objective, so we'll get some more fresh reinforcements here. So we'll take out some of these droids before we start taking out that turret there. I think our teammates are helping us out a little bit. For some reason that lightsaber throw didn't do anything. There we go, that's better.
The Separatists' assault on Felucia has been severely crippled. We have them on the run.
Oh, I guess that's the end of the mission. These things go really fast. I did not remember how quickly these missions went.
When the 501st was finally rotated out of Felucia, Ayla Secura made a point of seeing us off personally, calling us the bravest soldiers she had ever seen. It's a good thing we were wearing helmets, because none of us could bear to look her in the eye.
Alright, so that's another 2 missions down, and that's another end of an episode. In the next episode, it looks like we're going to Kashyyyk, the homeworld of the Wookiees. Again, this is another space mission, which, again, for some reason you're allowed to bypass. I really think that's weird. But, anyways, yeah, so we'll be getting to that in the next video. And then after the space mission, there's actually a ground mission on Kashyyyk as well. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.